Hello.
Oh, hello.
We're doing this again.
Hang on a minute. After the last video, I thought you were going to do something a bit more grand.
Like what?
I don't
Oh
know.
no,
Just
fuck that.
welcome back to destroy all humans. This just in: humans deserve it. I don't know, some shit like that.
No.
Ad lib it. Why you got to be so dull? I'm letting you off the leash, crypto.
Yes, we're going to war. We've got to blow
Well, to
shit
be
up.
fair. Speaking of blowing shit up,
Yeah.
I finished watching. Well, I know we briefly talked about it. I finished watching the latest Star Wars series, Ahsoka.
Oh yeah.
And obviously, based on what I'd said, you had very unhappy thoughts about it. You were displeased. What was it? You said it sounded like someone was playing with their toys and they couldn't be
Well,
bothered.
yeah, they had like I mean, you showed me some stills, and
Yeah,
one was of like a World War II fighter planes, which is sort of taking the whole dog fighting in space thing to a stupid limit, really, isn't it?
it is a bit far, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's fine when they look like spaceships. When they look like planes, you're taking the piss.
Yes, I did say it seemed like a little kid playing with whatever toys he had because he couldn't afford Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, and I get the criticism. I understand it. I don't necessarily disagree with you either. The the thing that I really struck me is there was an episode. David Tennant's in it, which David Tennant.
It's
Well,
always nice.
yeah, he reprises a role that he played in the Clone Wars animated series of
Mm.
a incredibly old robot who was helped the Jedi Order train and teach people how to build lightsabers and stuff like that. So he's got an anecdote for every Jedi, basically.
Yeah.
He obviously is the
Eh.
character they can use to make just to add some exposition, isn't it?
Yes, he adds his name to the list of actors who have been in Doctor Who and Star Wars. Surprised you didn't
Hmm.
get a connections right out of that, to be honest.
Yeah, that's gonna be asked.
Fair enough.
Probably probably considered it at some point and just figured it wasn't worth it.
Mm.
The reason I bring it up is because one of the things that they have done is introduce a sort of like fairy tale element, as in there are fairy tales within the Star Wars universe, which of course there are, right?
Yeah.
They're going to have their own folk stories. That
Bug.
if you are you dead?
Yeah.
You died.
Yeah.
Well, what a wonderful invasion this was!
We did it. Yeah, you get the.
Wild monkey taken down. Jesus. So yeah, they've got their own fairy tales in the universe, right? Which makes sense because we're always going to have our own little stories that they would tell.
Well, it was mentioned that Doug Walker did a video of the 10 or the 11 good things about the Star Wars prequels, and one of them was the Dark Plagueis story because it was like a myth. I mean, it's
Mm.
not a myth, but it's like a myth within the universe. Like he cited that as every big fantasy science fiction franchise sort of has its own myths within the story.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that idea. Please continue.
Well, that was presented as a this. They ended up having to travel to another galaxy, and this like the things that come out of this galaxy are presented as fairy tales because there's no evidence of it and no one's been there for fucking millennia, right?
Mm,
But the ability to travel that far has been lost to time because no one does it anymore, and the only people who have considered it are like just the only people that are believed to have done it in like series history are people who have managed it by linking up with star whales
oh
and
God.
it's their migratory routes. Like
Mm,
it's the path they would take to what would be their dying place, the place they die. So it's not it's a bit of a weird setup, and you said oh god, so it's going to get worse. David Tennant's character, whose name eludes me at the moment, something like Hugh Yang or something,
yeah.
he he told one of these stories as part of the ending of an episode or starts of an episode. I can't remember which one, but the point it was he was asked to tell a story and he started telling the story. How do you think he started it?
Once upon a time.
Nope.
A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Yes.
Fuck off.
He's genuinely, he started it a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. And I only wrote that down because I thought, what a fucking cop out.
Yeah.
Like I understand the concept of it, that is their version of Once Upon a Time. I can sort of live with that, but don't fucking say the words, do you? Like there's a
Yeah.
something about them saying it just ticked me off in ways that I can't even fully understand myself. To be honest with you, but like you get what I mean, right? It's
Yeah.
like oh yeah, I feel dirty even mentioning it now. How much did I get for that? Not a lot.
Yeah, I mean that there was a Black Knight in it as well, wasn't there? Which sort of added to my whole.
Yeah, there was a Black Knight, and someone got stabbed with a lightsaber, like a full on through the body, torso, fucking lightsaber
Oh
stab.
shit! Please
Who's
no!
been
Please no! Please no! Fuck! Get up! Get up! Get up!
pick up some health. That's ammo. Shit.
There isn't any, but I'll regenerate soon. I've just regenerated. Cool.
There you go. Yeah, someone got stabbed with a lightsaber, and there was a lot of kicking off that they survived it because it's been well documented. But actually, it turns out getting stabbed in the body with a lightsaber pretty much finishes you off.
Mm.
But obviously, logic would dictate that it depends entirely on where you get stabbed.
Yeah.
Right? This was to the side.
Okay.
This isn't like Qui Gon,
What the
who
fuck is
basically got
going on with
stabbed
that
right
tank?
through it. It's having a wraith. Now it's glitching out. I would be more would want it was shooting at you, to be honest with you. It's not like Qui Gon, who had a proper full on stab through the gut, justified death sort of thing. Just long enough to expose some detail, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was frustrated by a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. And I'll be honest with you, the whole premise of this series is that they are looking for a big bad guy who you always mock the way I say his name.
One.
See, there you are again. So they're trying to stop him from being brought back to the main galaxy, right?
Yeah.
Because he has been accidentally transported there by someone who was using these Star Whale things to sort of get him away.
Mm.
And but also simultaneously, if possible, save the good guy that has got rid of him. And
Yeah.
instead, what's ended up happening is bad guy and good guy have come back to the main universe, main galaxy, sorry, and the people who went to go find him have been left behind. With supposedly no way of coming back. So actually, what's going on here is they've just switched route and made like 8 episodes of hey, let's just swap places.
Uh.
So it seemed a bit pointless and a bit counterproductive. Also, they've set up this really big thing. Well, I think the actor is Ray Stevenson. He's in it.
Is that Darth
And
Vader's or Darth Maul's body guy?
no, that was Ray Parks.
Oh.
You frozen?
Yeah.
Oh,
Please.
I think his name's Ray Stevenson. And there's this big these. It looks like he's searching for something. He's got a real proper investigative fucking look on his face. Shall we come back to this?
Well, well, I suppose not mercifully, because if we finished this mission, we would have automatically saved. Hey, fucking ho. I had a nightmare of a time with freezing in the second one, but no, please continue.
So Ray Stevenson, he's on some. He's traveling through this planet in a distant galaxy, and
Yeah.
he's found a blinking light in the distance on the mountains. He's standing on what looks like it. The shot reminds me very much of that at the end of Fellowship of the Ring, where Sam and Frodo are
Yes. Yeah,
walking.
yeah, yeah.
You can see Mordor in the distance, and they're just sort of walking towards it.
Yeah.
Felt very much like that,
Mm,
complete with giant statue with arm pointing outwards and everything.
mm.
Fucking ridiculous shot. clearly meant to look like it as well, because you don't do those sorts of things by accident, do you? But he's dead now. The actor,
Oh,
he's died
that's
since.
inconvenient.
Well, yeah, because like, do they just ignore that? Quite clearly, they've built up to something important plot point, or do they replace him? Or do the thing that Disney probably is going to do and actually just randomly generate him in, because that's what they did with young Leia and young Luke, isn't it?
And young Tarkin.
And yeah, young Tarkin. Although to be fair, they did use a body double, I think, for all of those, and then replace the visuals. It's awkward, isn't it, though?
Well, certainly not ideal, is it?
No. Here's another thing I've just remembered, because you mentioned him.
Yeah.
Did you know that they've added a lore reason behind the line, "I recognised your foul stench when I was first brought on
Oh,
board"?
for fuck's sake. Did he have halitosis? Is that it? Is there an expanded universe novel where Tarkin is struggling with his halitosis?
You know what? No, that's not it.
I wouldn't be
He
surprised.
supposedly, because of his propensity to work hard, rather than go to the bathroom, he would, I believe, either wore the equivalent of adult diapers or had a catheter. Can't remember which one. I think it's the catheter.
Fucking hell. What?
Yes, I know, I know.
What?
There are some things where they just take it a bit far. You
I
know,
mean, Star Wars was just this fun little fairy tale thing. A good versus evil, escapism, and then we've got to the point where
throwaway lines.
I like, we need to justify this.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, how did Dexter Jetster get his 50s cafe?
Why is it very much Earth 50s as well?
Yes, how do we explain that? You don't, you know. Like, why was that alien wanted on 7 systems or whatever, 12 systems?
Actually, they have got that story.
I know they fucking have. Jesus Christ, it's so fucking depressing.
It's 12 systems as well.
Just in case.
It is quite bad. There is actually you see him in Rogue One very briefly as well. Someone bumps into him and he gets arsey, but they ignore it.
Fuck me.
It's a passing reference. It's not as offensive to me as why does Leia think
Grand Moff Tarkin's
stinks?
catheter. Jesus fucking Christ, that is.
I know.
That. I don't think it could get any worse than the Emperor Palpatine Surgical Reconstruction Center, but Jesus Christ.
God.
Just leave it alone. It was just a fun little escapist movie, and you've taken it and you've made it into this thing. It was never. Jesus fucking Christ.
I know. It's just yeah. But there is a little bit of comedy behind it, because there are some people who take that shit quite seriously.
Mm.
They mentioned HK assassin droids in the series as well. I don't know how familiar you are with them.
Are they? Is that the thing that Jango Fett used to try and kill?
No. It's not mainline series stuff.
Alright.
It's the star of the Knights of the Old Republic games is a HK assassin droid, HK-47, and he's like his big thing is that he thinks everything that is a living creature is basically
A
needs
target.
to die. Yeah, he refers to humans as meat bags, and it's like if Bender was an assassin.
Oh right.
But with
Thursday.
less of a but with somehow slightly more personality, which considering is somewhat impressive. I mean, I always enjoyed HK and the lines, and he was quite good in combat as well, so it's a helpful character. But yeah, they mentioned that series of droids just before a plot to steal New Republic equipment gets used up. They do that plot, because I mentioned to you, didn't I, that they've repeatedly said that there are Imperials throughout all levels of the government.
Yeah.
And like that if that isn't a specific foreshadowing line that someone important is in fact an Imperial,
I don't know what
someone
it
that
is.
has
Yeah.
been someone who has been probably actually quite helpful to for rebel cause,
Yeah.
because that would be the bigger surprise. Because there's an antagonist senator, you
Mm,
see. Well, clearly he's not going to be it because they want you to think it is him, right?
yeah. It'll be his assistant, Glorbo Flomtech, or
Who
something.
has 4 movies made about him and
Yes.
2 novelizations with a foreword by George Lucas himself.
Yes.
But no, it was a yeah. I was disappointed by the series in the grand scheme of things, which is not something I expected because I'd heard some reasonably positive things. But it was probably the more disappointing series of the lot, and that's considering the fact that the Book of Boba Fett was quite a letdown as well. Like, how do you
Yeah.
make probably the coolest character from the original trilogy?
Mm.
Because he's up there, he's definitely in the top 5, I would say.
Well, yeah. I mean, Boba Fett didn't really have any lines in the original trilogy, did he?
No, he was one of these. He was in the background. He said
Mm.
like 5 things total, and he looked like a hard guy.
He had a cool design.
Yeah, he looked cool, and then he gets easily bumped off in what do we call it, in Return of the
Return of the
Jedi, and then
Jedi. Yeah.
they brought him back, and he's a bit boring. So yeah, oh well.
Mm. Well, speaking of science fiction, did you see the Doctor Who Children in Need special? Have you
I'm
seen
going to
it yet?
cross that off my list because I did watch that.
What did you think of it?
I thought there wasn't much point to it
Well,
personally.
it's just a fun little thing, isn't it? Really.
Well, yeah, but I've heard people criticising it. I'm assuming you've heard the criticism.
Yeah. Well, the gist is that it's set on Skaro shortly before Genesis of the Daleks, and Davros, pre-accident, which will become important, is showing off his Dalek prototype design to some underling, and the new Doctor, played by David Tennant, crash lands, and accidentally gives the Daleks their plunger, whereas before they had some claw thing. Uh,
Yeah, some actually quite dangerous looking
yes, but I
claws.
I sort of understand why he likes the plunger, to be honest, because it's more flexible. So I get it.
Yeah, yeah.
And Julian, I don't know what his name is. I keep wanting to say Glover or Sands, but one of them is dead and one of them is not. Um,
Not him. Yeah.
yeah. Um, there's a bit of controversy because Davros is not in his wheelchair, and
Hmm.
I don't know whether you know about this, but
It's
Russell
Julian Bleach.
Julian Bleach, Russell T Davis basically said that he won't be in his wheelchair anymore because it sort of plays into the old trope of disabled people, not deformed, disfigured people being associated with villainy, which is a fair point. It's a trope that's been around a long while.
Hmm.
Um, most Doctor Who fans seem to be fine with it. I'm fine with it. What do you think?
I I can understand the criticisms.
Yeah,
I don't care, right?
yeah,
Personally,
yeah.
like because it isn't actually before
I think
the accident. It's not meant to be before the accident. It is after the accident.
is it? I don't know. I don't
No,
know.
I've got an article about it here,
Mm,
and people were suspecting that it was Julian Beach playing a younger Davros,
mm,
right? Um, but in the Unleashed episode, that Russell T Davis indicated that wasn't the case. This isn't a Davros who hasn't had that accident yet. It's quite possibly a Davros who never has that accident. He said the 14th Doctor's dialogue in Destination Scarrow stated that, quote, the timelines and canon are rupturing,
yes.
which is absolute no. And those changes, according to Davies, start with a new design for Davros. Quote, I say this is how we see Davros now.
Yes.
This is what he looks like. So they are eliminating the wheelchair aspect, I know it's not really a wheelchair, but you know what I mean. They're eliminating that look
Hmm.
completely. They've replaced it with, and I mean maybe some things needed to be amended in the canon. I get that. I don't think that's one of them, but I understand why it has been done. But I also understand why people have been unhappy about it.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I think Davros's design is really unique and really iconic, and I think replacing him with a human is just really boring. So I'm fine with them changing it, but I do hope they do something different. I've heard people suggest that it could be redesigned as some sort of throne.
Possibly a mobile throne, ring ring.
Yeah.
I am.
Um.
I have a new episode is on for us for coming Saturday. I think it's Saturday. It's on.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to watch it live
Mm.
because I am unfortunately out. I say unfortunately, it's my partner's birthday next week, and so we are going out for a meal on Saturday and watching a comedy gig on Saturday,
Okay.
and then going for drinks afterwards, all on Saturday, which means that for
Mm.
the entirety of Saturday night, I am unavailable to watch it. Which means I'm not going to get to watch it until Sunday. But also, the last Formula One race of the season is on Sunday, so I'm going to have to try and work out what times I've actually got to actually watch it at,
Mm.
which is going to be quite a tough one for me. So don't no spoilers, please, Ben.
What the fuck makes you think I'm an alien freak?
Is it because you're stood really close to the?
Okay, fuck it. You got me. I'm an alien. Well, one of the things that's been interesting about it is all these people who were complaining about Chris Chibnall being too woke and saying, "Oh,
Yeah.
Russell T Davis is back. Everything will be great now." You've kind of forgotten that Russell T Davis is very much a leftist and very progressive.
Well, I think part of the problem is perhaps that he he has, in an attempt to do something woke, he's done something that is quite anti-woke.
What in a representation sense?
Yes, he's removed the representation of less abled individuals.
But there is
Although to be fair,
a
he was perfectly able to help commit genocide, wasn't he? So
yeah. I mean, I think I understand why he did it. I think it's a fair point. I think it came from a good place. I'm fine with it. You know. Um,
yeah,
but
yeah,
my counter would be to add some you know, disabled protagonists.
yeah, very possible.
Uh, but I mean, I respect Russell T Davis. It's his show. He'll do what he fucking wants with it. I'm fine with it. I mean, canon in Doctor Who, it's 60 fucking years of canon, right?
Yeah, literally like the other day,
Literally, as of yesterday.
the day after Kennedy died,
Yes.
Doctor
Well,
Who started.
one. When they gonna? Did they air it? I think it aired the day of JFK's assassination, and then because of the assassination viewing figures were really low, so they had to re-air it.
News to me, but I don't really pay
Yeah.
attention to such things. Like in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter to me. I've never really looked
Yeah.
into it. Show started, whoop de doo, right?
Mm.
The key thing is the longevity is what matters, not how it started.
Yeah.
It's my viewpoint on it. But
But
no, I will be watching. I'm gonna have to watch it late.
yeah. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that.
Whilst we're speaking of time in a roundabout way,
Yeah.
I read an interesting comment someone had written on an article somewhere. Can't remember where.
Mm.
And it was in response to someone talking about how it's going to take a long time for them to learn how to do something, and it was something really ridiculous. But it's going to take a long time for them to learn how to do something. And the comment is, "The time will pass anyway."
Yes. That's a very good way of looking at it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it would
like
take me
do it
ages
or
to
not.
learn how to do French, speak French. I would probably be about 40, but I'm going to be 40 at some point anyway. You
Yeah.
know,
So what difference does it make, right?
I can be 40 and not know French. I'm 40 and know French. But at the same time, it's like, do I have the time?
Yeah, there is that argument, isn't there?
Alright, see if we can get this wanted level down.
Oh, sorry, there was one more Doctor Who thing I meant to mention.
Mm.
They had Russell T Davis and David Tennant on Radio 2 the other morning.
Yeah.
I think it was. And I listened to the article from the conversation from it because I was on my way to work, and so it was natural for me to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
But very importantly, they had a message from Michael Ball for them about how he had started in anticipation. He'd been rewatching on iPlayer, which is really just a plug for them. The fact it's mostly available on iPlayer now, right?
Yeah.
But, and he said that he's up to, he thinks, series 8 or 9, and they both very quickly said we had nothing to do with those series.
Did you mean series 8 or 9 of the new Doctor Who or the old Doctor Who? I'm
I'm
guessing
assuming
the
he means
new.
the new stuff. But either way, they're not involved in either of them.
No.
Because we're talking 8 or 9 is like Smith or Capaldi sort of time. Late Smith, early Capaldi.
Hmm.
So I don't think enough people appreciated Capaldi's performance, personally. I was very fond of how he portrayed Cabral.
You can go now. I don't need you.
I do never watch Capaldi, did you?
No, I didn't.
Mm.
No.
Shame. He had I really liked his speech at the end. I get it's a bit of a overdone thing now, I should think. But there was a probe in there, wasn't there?
A what?
Yeah,
Sorry.
those probe things.
Yeah, that's
Well,
all right.
I thought you'd want to grab it since you were there. Yeah, no, it's a speech about all the things that the Doctor is and isn't. It's like
Oh yeah, the
never
Doctor is never be cruel, always be decent, and
yeah. So I think it's quite a nice regeneration speech. Completely unnecessary, but I think it worked for him and his character, and
hmm.
you know, it was good. Whilst we're still on space,
Yes.
have you heard who's bringing out a new game?
Is it Buzz Aldrin?
No, it's not. But I understand why you went there.
I'm gonna do a save state because this road here is fucking infamous for killing him. Because they will
Okay.
just walk in front of cars. Oh.
Well, that was lucky. It's Yahtzee Croshaw
Oh, what, a new game?
bringing out a new game.
Yeah, he brings out games not irregularly.
Yeah, I
What's
mean,
it about?
if I understand correctly,
Actually, I take that back. It's been a little while before he's done a game.
it has been a while. Yeah,
The last one was
I didn't want to
Poacher.
say, but
He did that. Sorry, no, go on.
No, you first.
He did that really interesting series where he was like challenging himself to do a game a month or something.
Mm.
It was
How did that
interesting
go?
to see how he did that.
Have you ever played any of his games?
No, I haven't.
No, I played some of the Show Mythos. Is it
Oh yeah, that
series?
thing.
5 Days of Strangers.
They
62.
played it in the Let's Drown Out. It was called the Ego Review. They went through all his games he made since he was a kid. It was really interesting. But this new game, please continue.
So, no, there's something else. I quite enjoyed the that Mythos series, but they are a bit creepy and they creep me out a bit. So I've never finished them. But he also did one called Art of Theft.
Yes,
Which
Trilby.
is a bit more arcadey, and I am very fond of that one. It's a very good game, and I highly recommend anyone play it if they have the
I'm a
opportunity to
little
do so.
short.
I believe it's also free to download because it's classified as abandonware or something. So just fucking get the game and play it, people.
Yeah.
This new game is my understanding is that the plot is that you have accidentally frozen yourself in hypersleep or whatever, woken up thousands of years later, and are now basically trying to make your way in the galaxy.
Mm.
doing delivery jobs and shit like that.
Alright.
With it got Stardew Valley got referenced as a sort of connection, but I didn't see any sort of correlation between it and Stardew from the
Uh,
information that I had available to me. But it doesn't come out till next year, so maybe there'll be more info or something. But I only know because I watched his latest review on what was it, Alan Wake or something. One of
uh.
their videos.
Well, I really like Yonsi Crucial's career. He does his videos and he makes games. He has his books. He's a real creative type.
Mm.
Yeah. And again, I will heartily recommend Let's Drown Out, even though some of the views have not aged well. But hey ho.
Well, it is. Times change, don't they? One minute you've got a despot in a wheelchair, next you're getting criticised for making him walk.
Mm, like Jesus.
Yeah. Jesus would not cope nowadays.
Mhm.
Did he ask you if he could walk?
Mm.
Did he? Did he? Did you? What are you doing touching that man without his consent? Oh, I hated this level when I played it on the remastered.
Yeah.
It annoyed me. A lot of things annoy me. So. I've been playing Wolfenstein recently. Did I tell? I
Mm.
can't remember if I mentioned it last week or not. But
Uh,
I've been enjoying killing Nazis. Which probably isn't a very woke thing to do, but
what isn't?
killing Nazis.
It's the wokest thing you can do with all.
I don't know. I don't know. I think you're supposed to make them stand trial, but
Oh, fuck that.
I've been killing a lot of them. I've got stuck on a little bit of combat. Where I remember getting stuck on last time I played
There's
it.
only one cure for fascism.
A bullet,
Yeah.
preferably two.
Mm.
If you were in a room with Adolf Hitler, Osama bin Laden, and someone else that you personally really dislike, and you had a gun with two bullets, what would you do?
I would shoot Toby twice.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, the other two are already dead.
Yes.
So,
I would line. Well, I mean, they mentioned this in the episode. You just line up. Get Hitler and Osama bin Laden to stand back to back.
mm,
Actually, no, I'd shoot Hitler. I'd shoot Osama bin Laden and beat my enemy to death.
with
The
the
butt of
pistol
the
whip.
gun, yeah.
Yeah. In all fairness, though, Hitler and bin Laden are both dead. So you do not
Yes,
need to
they
waste a
are.
bullet on their body. So that's something. Unless, of course, he subscribed to the idea that Hitler may have escaped to Argentina. But even if he did do that, he's probably dead by now anyway, of old age.
Probably. I mean, he
Yeah.
was not a well man, was he?
No, and he wouldn't be very young either. Have you heard about Argentina?
Oh yeah, they elected that fascist.
They, funnily enough, yeah. They may well make another play for the Falklands.
Oh, Nelly.
Yeah, not what any of us want.
Well, it is a classic populist move, isn't it?
Yeah. Although another classic populist move is to try and do something that looks like you're cutting taxes for everyone
Hmm.
shortly before an election.
Yes.
I can't imagine anyone doing that in this country, can you?
No.
No, we wouldn't stand for it, would we? We
No, we
certainly wouldn't
wouldn't.
fall for it. Although I tell you what, it is funny, but I say funny. We talked previously, fairly recently, and I don't think we discussed it on here, but through Discord,
Hmm.
about how the immigration stats for
Yes.
2022 were incredibly close to the new birth stats for 2022.
Hmm.
And thus, logically, if you are opposed to immigration, you should, in theory, be opposed to people having children
Well,
as
you
well.
could argue otherwise, couldn't you? That basically they're not necessarily opposed to the growth.
No, no,
It's a cumulative thing, you know.
yeah, no, no. like if you're going to have an issue with the sheer volume of new strains on the resources, I think you should probably target the new children personally, rather than
Mm.
the migrants, because the migrants are, typically speaking, at least some of them are capable of working, whereas children, they are a drain for 18 fucking years, if not more.
Yeah.
Like, realistically, which one's worse for the economy? But let's
Baby.
moving on. Moving on. We today had new stats, didn't we? Which bump it up to the record number of migrants having joined the country over the last year,
Mm.
or for 2022 or something. It bumped it up from 606,000 to like 725,000,
We need
which
DNA.
obviously I don't care personally. I mean, it's good that we've got the stats. I don't necessarily think we need to be concerned about them. But the fact that they would have known
Yeah.
that these stats were coming out, and then just before we're supposedly getting this big old tax cut,
Mm.
which probably isn't actually that big of a tax cut, but I don't understand the economics of it well enough. From the sounds of it, I will be slightly better off.
Yeah.
So,
But not in the long run, really. But
well, maybe in the long run.
I don't really like these DNA missions because people give so little DNA. They give like 10 at a time most of the time.
Depends how you get it out of
You
them.
gotta do these mini missions.
If you jerk it out of them, you can get quite a lot of DNA.
Okay. So I reckon I've got one topic left. How many have you got?
No,
None. Okay. Um, did you hear about Aardman Animations?
apparently there's a shortage of clay.
They've run out of clay.
Oof, that must be really difficult for them.
Yeah.
I knew making chicken wing was a bad idea.
Chicken Run 2.
Yeah, that's
Mother
which I'm
Clucker.
not looking forward to. Dawn of a Nugget or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
So evidently they're gonna discover McDonald's.
Well, Mrs. Tweedy's back.
Of course she is.
But
Has she
yeah,
learned her lesson?
no, she's back with money this time.
Uh,
Is anyone chomping at the bit for a Chicken Run 2?
I don't think so. Investors, maybe.
I saw, well, the money men were, but I saw Chicken Run in the cinema and I liked it, and I still like it well enough.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it's an
I
entertaining film
like,
that has some very serious themes and
uh,
works well.
yes. What serious themes
Well, I mean,
were
it's
opined in
basically
Chicken Run?
it's basically an allegory for World War Two POW camps,
Well,
isn't it?
yeah, it's a parody of The Great Escape.
You know, it what's the word? Not euthanizes, because that's the wrong. Euthanize with the word youth instead of
Yeah.
it introduces children to the concept of the horrors of World War Two.
What Chicken Run?
Yes,
You don't have to talk some bollocks.
I'm not necessarily saying it's a good thing, but it is a serious subject matter.
What? Okay.
I was just
I
want to
think
everyone
you
that
may
I
have
said
thrown
before.
out a line there and then have desperately tried to find some rationale behind it.
No, I mean, you understand the logic, don't you?
It's a parody of The Great Escape.
Okay, yes,
It's not
which is
Baby's
what?
first guide to the Holocaust.
Oh no, they don't touch on the very serious aspects of it, but
Mm.
from a loose perspective, it is meant to invoke the memories of, and perhaps educate slightly on that mentality at least.
Yeah, so Aardman's ran out of clay.
Oh yeah, that's where we were at.
They
Maybe they
don't
shouldn't
count
have
as
made the
civilians.
Pirates
Oh god.
movie. Maybe that was maybe the Pirates movie was a mistake.
Oh god, please fuck off. I just want to kill civilians. Yeah, it's not as dire as it seems. Apparently they'll be fine.
I wasn't concerned.
No, I mean it's not like anybody would let them die, is it?
I mean, how do you really run out of clay? There's always going to be more clay
I think
eventually,
it's a
right?
specific type of clay that was made by a specific manufacturer, specific company that has since gone out of business.
Well, clearly, Aardman weren't making enough films,
Uh,
or weren't paying enough for this supposedly really valuable product that they really need. The
uh,
fact it's become a news story means it must matter in some capacity to them,
mm,
right? Honestly, bloody Aardman.
uh.
Nick, whatever his name is, has let the side down.
Come on, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it.
Nick Parsons, is that him?
Nick Parks, is it?
Parks, yes, that's it. Nearly Parsons, I suppose. No, you know what the mistake was? Creature Comforts.
What was the thing that gave them success in the first place?
What, Creature Comforts?
Yeah.
Wasn't Wallace and Gromit?
Well, Wallace and Gromit was big, but Creature Comforts really hit an international audience, I think, in a very different way.
Oh. I wouldn't have guessed that. I'd have thought it was for wrong trousers.
I don't have enough for that. But...
You know, actually, those plane fighter things in Star Wars reminded me a lot of the sidecar plane.
Oh
From
yeah, that I vaguely remember that from Phantom Menace or
no, 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 no. The fighter planes from the stills that I showed you from Ahsoka
yeah.
reminded me a lot of Wallace and Gromit's
Oh,
sidecar plane.
I thought that was like a sidecar, a dual fighter thing.
There was a two pod or a two cockpit spaceship thing in episode 5 that helped guide the Millennium Falcon in for landing on
Mm,
Bespin or Cloud City, as some people would prefer, because Bespin is the planet and Cloud City is for settlement. But you know,
yeah,
I don't care, but I make the distinction for anyone who does.
which is
Um,
nobody,
well, no, nobody that watches these.
nobody sensible.
No, not even John. So yeah, but yeah, it reminded me a lot of that plane from Wallace and Gromit because it's such a ridiculous fucking look.
Well, yes.
Wait a minute. What if E equaled MC cubed? Mein Gott! I just solved the whole
Jigger
in my
jigger.
pants by looking around the curvature of space and time.
Okay, I can't get out of this hole.
You gone fucked it up, Ben.
I can.
Honest. What am I thinking? So, what are your plans for tomorrow if your therapist is cancelled?
Well, I'll edit my videos and chill out. Saturday tends to be my day of rest anyway.
Oh, all right, Jesus. I didn't know you were Jewish.
Oh, fuck. This is going well, isn't it?
Nice sarcasm.
Thank you.
I've got a very important job tomorrow, real world time for us. Um, of hang on, this will be going out next Thursday, won't it?
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. So I've got a very important job tomorrow, regardless of whether you're watching this at whether we release it or whether you're Ben and talking to me now.
Mhm.
Of creating and distributing the big important this is how the company has done over the last week report that we do at work.
Oh, I thought you meant for the site.
No, how have we done? Badly. I'll be able to view very important information that I don't normally get to access because I don't normally pull that report together. And the only reason at least I think the only reason why I'm doing it for the next couple of weeks is because someone is on holiday and the person who would normally have done it before that has left.
She with
So
us
I'm
now.
basically no, no, it wasn't them.
Uh,
They wouldn't have been given access to that information. They'd have pulled some of it together because that's how it works. But they
mm,
wouldn't have been given the overarching. This is for comparison info. Not a chance. Like I say, I've been there that long and I've only just
mm.
been given access. So yeah, I'm the most important I've ever been as of tomorrow and next week.
Oh,
More next week,
so
really.
that mind scan just revealed that the main villain silhouette is a woman,
Dun dun dun.
which is
Equal opportunities.
yeah.
It's important to have gender representation.
Yeah.
If you were evil, what would your gimmick be? Because if you haven't got a gimmick, you're not really doing it properly. Are you?
I would like to be one of those villains who feeds their enemies to animals, like have a
Anything?
shark pit or a.
Oh,
or a,
something quick then. Quick but still painful.
If you believe in telekinesis,
Yes.
raise my hand.
Not slow and painful.
No, maybe so. There's a giant squid in the Doctor No novel.
Hmm.
How am I going to do this?
I don't know what animal I would choose in that circumstance.
Some sort of giant canary.
Literal big bird.
Yes.
Get the suit and everything. I suppose at the end of the day, that was Jabba the Hutt's big plot thing, wasn't it? It was just going to feed him to an animal.
Yeah.
It wasn't even his animal.
I mean, the Rebel Alliance could have fucking firebombed him from space and fucking handed over.
Yeah, because I would assume that Han would probably be safe in Carbonite if they nuked the palace.
Well, they could have just shown up with a fleet. Said, look,
But-
hand him over, and we'll leave it there.
Oh, that Han wasn't valuable enough to the greater cause.
No, but Leia and Luke were. They were significant people, and Han had friends. You know, they could have used that influence.
You say that, but Luke didn't really do anything of value as far as the majority of the Rebel Alliance are concerned during the entire Battle of Endor situation. Like, Luke didn't do anything as far as people would be concerned.
Oh, I'm almost dead. Fuck.
Quick, recover.
I'm gonna get back to the saucer. There we go.
Saucy.
That's not good, is it?
Nope. There is a belief that Palpatine was using battle meditation.
Who's using what?
Battle meditation, which is a force thing. But even if you do subscribe to that belief, the Rebel Alliance isn't going to know that that's what he was doing.
What exactly
Because
is
they're not
battle meditation?
It's sort of like a I don't know how best to describe it. Using the force to encourage your side to do better in battle.
Alright, so it's a morale boosting thing, is it?
Basically, but remote, because obviously he was quite far away. Also quite strong with the force, so supposedly. I mean, we've all seen how he does that weird flip out of his chair to basically kill 3 Jedi right away with his little screech. Apparently, that screech is meant to be
Oh,
fucking force
fuck off.
as well. I'm just saying.
Not everything needs a fucking explanation.
No, tell George Lucas that.
Says Newton. Well, hello, boys.
That man has a lot to answer for throwing random stuff into. Christ, even his character got a longer mention in the fucking Clone Wars stuff.
What Clone Wars stuff?
Like the Clone Wars TV series, the animated one. He's the character that he played had a story arc in it.
For fuck's sake.
I love telling you this stuff because you get so annoyed.
It's just so... I mean, you understand why, though, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. I do get it. But you do get very annoyed.
It's just exasperating hearing this shit.
Would you rather I didn't tell you?
I mean, you can. It's not going to make an ounce of fucking difference. Fucking... Grand Moff Tarkin's colostomy bag or whatever.
Yeah, that's
Fucking
something to do
hell,
like that
Jesus! That is the most egregious fucking example.
one.
I genuinely cannot believe that. Fuck me.
Yeah, he was also supposedly had a gay lover, didn't he? In one of the,
Yeah. Well,
which doesn't really bother me.
I think it's
It's like,
referenced that there's a stormtrooper, and one of the chapters is from their perspective, and they're having an affair with a very high-ranking Imperial officer. And I think the carpet in his quarters is significant.
yeah,
You know, like that's the
it's
thing.
got knee marks on it.
Yeah, that's the thing that tips them off. Yes.
Yeah,
It's like he was sleeping with everybody apart from his wife, because in the Death Star novel, which is the only expanded universe thing I've ever read, and I quite like it, he's having an affair with some up-and-coming female officer, and I read that his wife is like on Wikipedia. I read that his wife is basically like trying to keep his memory alive, sort of living off the memory of him and being like, I am the wife of the great Grand Moff Tarkin. You know, I deserve some social standing.
yeah. I mean, that does work like that in that bloody
Mm,
empire, doesn't it?
yes. And this holobob hasn't really worked out quite as well as I should have liked.
Hello, Bob.
Please, God, not
I'm just
open
running up
for
that
lunch
window.
again. Oh,
The lesser known Kate Bush song.
That hits fucking hard.
It is meant to, I believe.
It's like an energy shotgun or something.
Yeah, shotguns are pretty damn
Oi,
powerful things.
Einstein. Oh, you can fuck right off.
Yoink. Boom.
Right.
Deactivate the shield. Oh, I need to have a look at this.
Come on. He's gone that way, okay.
Apparently, there is a riot going on in Dublin.
Yes, somebody was murdered.
5 people were hurt in a knife attack. It's the
Hmm.
news headline. I don't know. Left 5 people injured.
What have you found?
They got mutants, all right.
Destroy the lab
Yeah.
and kill those
The Irish police chief blames the unrest on a lunatic hooligan faction driven by far-right ideology. The president says the earlier attack is being abused by groups with an agenda. Which is fair enough. That's probably a fairly accurate description of how he
It
thinks.
sort of reads to me like the right-wing group committed the attack. Left-wing groups have reacted and are being blamed. Being pissed off.
They're entirely too clever
Wow.
in their own good. Infiltrate the research base and disable its defenses from within. Then you will destroy the
This is
entire
funny.
area with
What? Oh.
Cruella Braverman hits out after record migration figures. She was in the job for what, about a year, give or take?
Yeah.
So clearly, the person that should be held accountable for that, if anyone should be held accountable for figures being record figures and supposedly therefore bad, surely she's the one that was at fault.
Yeah.
Like, she can't blame James Cleverly for it because he's only just got the job, right?
Yeah.
The irony.
How am I going to do this?
Aren't you meant to use your? Oh no, you can't use your thingy, can you?
My saucer.
Yeah, because it shoots you down. we haven't touched on the fact it's Thanksgiving.
My boss brought in some chocolate because it was Thanksgiving.
Were they any good?
I think she just wanted the excuse to eat chocolate, which is fair enough.
That is absolutely fair enough.
My DI sure is a mean son of a gun.
Yeah.
I have to provide my own chocolate if I want chocolate tomorrow.
Well, we have Biscuit Wednesdays, you see.
Ah,
Um,
Biscuit Wednesdays. That seems like a. Whose idea was that?
it wasn't mine.
No, I wouldn't think it would be yours, to be fair. You don't strike me as the sort that would actually partake of such activities.
Fucking Nora.
Hey, you did it. Now trying to avoid being killed by the tank.
Time to cheat.
Oh my god, Ben, why are you cheating? I really hope they hit you right as soon as. Oh, okay.
Ah!
Oh, that was close.
Well, it just sort of stunned me a bit.
Imagine if you'd been hit just after you'd saved, but before you could do anything. You missed that.
I wasn't aiming for it.
Oh, right, Buzz Lightyear.
Excellent work, Crypto. Now get to your ship and let's get busy.
It's a shame there's no map, really, apart from the mini-map. It would be pretty useful to be able to see.
It would. What was I going to say? Have you bought anything interesting lately?
What, from Black Friday?
Well, from Black Friday or elsewhere.
No.
No. Oh, fair enough.
No of you.
I have, for the first time after some considerable thinking about it over the last few years, I can't go into too much detail because one of these is a present for someone.
Oh, I
You
look forward to
probably-
opening that.
You probably won't ever hear this anyway, but it's best to be safe just in case. I bought 2 displates.
To what?
Displates.
To what?
Displates.
What the fuck's a display?
I guarantee you've seen the adverts for them. They're effectively metal posters.
Oh, right. I know what they are, yeah.
Oh yeah, you know what they are now.
Well, yeah, now that you've said something other than display.
Well, that's what they're fucking called.
Well, I only ever hear them referred to as metal posters.
Oh, it's the company that does it. They're called displays. So the things you're buying displays from them. So anyway, I've ordered 2 of them. One for me and one as a gift.
Well, that'll be nice.
Yeah, well, I hope so.
I look forward to opening it.
The individual in question has like they throughout the year find things that they are interested in getting as presents for them, and add them to a wish list on Amazon. And this is obviously not an Amazon wish list item,
Yeah.
so it is a bit of a gamble. But I'm very confident I've made a. Has it frozen on you again?
No, that just is what you see when I go to check if we're still recording and what time it's been going for. It's been going for a little over an hour.
It has indeed.
So
We started this around about 10 o'clock.
yeah.
I pay attention.
Well, I want to
Yeah,
get
so-
that stuff because the next few missions are going to be difficult. So why don't we? No, I don't want to exit the current game. That's going to be a bitch to do. So why don't we just get some DNA and then call it?
Okay.
Try and get to like, I don't know. We'll just get DNA for like 10 minutes,
Okay.
and then I'll do it off screen.
So yeah, I'm quite confident that I've made a good call with that particular gift. We'll have to see. It does mean that realistically, because I can't, because they're both coming together, and it'll be obvious that I've bought more than one. I can't put mine up until after Christmas.
Is it for your son?
No, it's for me.
Okay.
Oh, you mean the other one?
Yeah.
No, why would my son have an Amazon wish list?
I don't know. Kids these days.
Ugh, I don't. You're not down with for kids at all.
No, I'm not.
You're not hip. You're just square.
But I thought it was him to be square. I'm getting mixed messages.
Yeah, it was hip to be square back in '83 or whatever year it was.
Hmm.
I feel like it was '83.
No idea.
Hip to be square. When was it? Oh, 86. Well, it's not their best song, but it's definitely up there. I quite like "Stuck with You." I think that's a good song because basically it's about how the individuals involved, the singer and the partner they are singing to, their lives are so entwined that basically to break up would be such a faff that it's not worth them doing, and they're fine with that.
Good work, Crypto.
Like they've got the same address, they live together, they've got the same phone number, they've got the same friends. Like all the shit that one of them is going to have to sort out, or collectively both going to have to sort out if they decide they're going to break up.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it. So it's like me and you. If we were to part, how hard would it be for us to? If we were to part again, how hard would it be for us to separate the assets? You'd want the YouTube, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Would you?
Maybe. I've done more solo stuff on here than you have.
True. Or maybe we just didn't upload individually, make passive aggressive swipes at each other.
I bet Ben's posting more shit, isn't he?
Hmm.
Let me guess, he's only doing one every 4 months, and he can't keep to a reasonable schedule. Here I am churning out 3 a week, mid quality, but at least there's one of them will land.
I say that.
Yeah, I'm hoping one day, eventually.
So last Destroy All Humans video has done quite well. As of last I checked, it had like 14 views, and most of them weren't even me.
I think it's quite a bit higher than that.
Is it?
I think it's. Oh no, sorry. The one I was thinking of, it was the last Viscera cleanup video, not the one that we last recorded for anyone who is watching this, which is unlikely.
The
but,
ground one.
Yeah, that one
Unearthly
had
excavation.
88 views.
Golly.
I know. I was like, "What is that right? What's happened? Have we pissed someone off?" Did a comment? No, the only notification we had was that we've got a new follower, which you still haven't learned the name of.
James, Josh, John.
Good work, Crypto.
Are you gonna pick an answer and stick to it?
Josh.
John.
Fuck.
Dipshit.
I'm mostly joking.
You just don't care, do you, about our followers?
Oh, I'm thankful.
These people have liked, probably, potentially shared, and have definitely subscribed. And what we really want is for everyone to like, share, and subscribe. Smash that button, ring that bell.
Yeah.
Help us get whatever that plaque is that you get for so many people.
We are never,
subscribers.
ever gonna get that for this channel.
Even if we made accounts specifically to follow us,
I mean,
we couldn't pay people.
We could hire a Taiwanese bot farm to do it, I suppose.
It's a lot of work, isn't it?
Too lazy to cheat. That is an indictment.
Well, it's you know what it is I'd rather be honest about it, and I'd rather be honest and have poor results than lie and feel like I've cheated for.
Well, look, I'm not doing this channel for the views. I'm doing this channel for the memories.
No,
Well, I am.
not that you can remember any fucking thing.
What?
No, you heard.
You said that.
Said you've got bad memory, not fucking deaf.
What?
I will fucking slap you. I know where you live. I know where you live.
Okay.
You don't know where I live. You would not be able to find my home, whereas I would be able to find yours. That puts you at a disadvantage. So watch out before I kneecap you.
Good fucking luck.
I know. I've got a hatchet, you know,
So what?
so I could take your knees off. I could amputate your legs if I wanted to.
Mm. They couldn't.
I'm sure I could
They couldn't.
if I really wanted to.
You haven't got it in you.
Oh, just push me
I
to
dread
it.
to think what
bitch.
you've got in you, Jesus.
Yes, well, I do need Value again.
Oh,
There'll be a monster brewing.
fuck-a-doodle-doo. Come on, you little bastard.
The cat's laid on my bed very nicely. My cat very often just randomly joins me in here.
Well,
while
it's
I'm
a
doing
sign of
stuff.
affection.
Honestly, I will lay in bed and he will immediately run over and lay on my belly.
Well, that's because he
And then
like-
turn around and stick his ass in my face because that's what I always fucking do, isn't it? With bloody cats. What is it with cats and showing you their ass?
I don't
Do
know.
they expect you to sniff it? Because I'm not sniffing it. I don't care what anyone says.
Mm.
I wouldn't even do it for £1 million.
Yes, you. Oh, fuck off. Yes, you would.
I would not.
You're
There
an
is
idiot.
a line. There is a line. I would not sniff my cat's ass no matter what.
You're an idiot.
Nope.
For £1 million, you wouldn't do it.
Nope. You got to draw a line somewhere, Ben. That's mine. Sniff at a cat's ass. Can't believe you would do it.
It's a very low. Of course I would. If I was offered £1 million to do that, yeah,
You're a pervert, you are.
line them up.
You're a pervert.
Do I get £1 million each?
No.
Just the one-time thing, then. Yeah, I'll do
One
that.
time thing. But people will know about it then. People will know.
Oh,
you've
fuck
sniffed
that.
a
I don't
cat's
give a
ass.
shit. People think little of me as it is.
Well, some people probably, yeah, but I'm sure some people think quite highly of you.
Name
I can think
8.
of at least one person.
Who?
You. You pretentious fuck.
You're not wrong.
I know I'm not. I know you well. I know a lot of people well.
Yes. Well,
In fact, genuine, true story. Yesterday, one of the IT guys at work came over to our office to relocate someone's desk. My line manager, who has sort of had a bit of a promotion as a result of someone leaving, is moving from her desk on one side of 2 desks to the other of these desks. Because it is in the corner as opposed to facing the corner.
riveting.
I understand the move. He was asking all sorts of questions about how she wanted the desk sorting out. I said, well, I would expect that she'll want this, and this, but she probably won't care that much either way. Her exact response was that she wanted this, and this, but she didn't really care that much either way. Like, almost word for word, what I'd said was what she'd said. Like, how that is knowing someone. That is knowing someone pretty fucking well.
Yeah, I guess.
You know? I
yeah.
listen to people, Ben. I listen to you a lot. I listen to you more than you listen to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, you're not even listening now.
Do you really listen to me?
Yes, Ben.
Okay. I don't really have a follow-up, to be honest.
No, you don't, do you? I'm not sure it warrants one. I'm sort of waffling on until you come up with something worth saying.
Yeah, you might.
Because you're not saying an awful lot worth saying since you've
Well,
had a conversation.
yeah, as is always the way.
Here I am. I'm very pleased that you kept some for later on in the night. I will be honest. It probably helps that you had so many to start with.
Yeah.
But you do often, as people say, blow your load quite early.
You're obsessed with me, as you say, blowing my load, aren't you?
Well, I don't think you do it often enough. It's not healthy, Ben. You gotta let it out.
You know when you wonder why I make jokes about you being a pervert?
Yeah. No one's ever caught me on CCTV doing something that might become perverted.
Well, look, that was an accident.
Okay, but
All right,
at the same time,
I might as well go over this. I was the at the place where I work, the toilets.
let the court record state.
The toilets in 2 of the main blocks were broken. And we couldn't go in them, and I needed the toilet, and I'd been told there were two alternative buildings. Because I work in an educational place, I went into one and it was the sort of creative studio. And there were two male bathrooms, and I opened one, and it looked like there was a shower in there. I thought that was a bit strange, so I checked the other one, and it was a changing room. And mercifully, there was nobody in there. It could be they do dance in that building, hence why there was a changing room. But I felt very uncomfortable, so I left and went to the other place. But I didn't know it was a changing room. You see,
No.
and you know, I mean, God forbid if I'd gone in there and gone to the bathroom and come out, and there were loads of students getting changed. Jesus.
Mm. That would have been very bad.
Mm.
But you've missed the key point as to why I've.
Oh
why
yeah,
this is
yeah. I did mention that if I was caught on CCTV, it would look a little weird because I'd basically just be caught sticking my head into the changing rooms and buggering off.
Yeah, which does not look good.
No,
It's
it
a pervy
doesn't.
behaviour.
Yeah.
As innocent as the actual circumstances are, and as rightly pervy I actually am,
Mm.
I've never been even close to being remotely possibly caught on CCTV doing something like that.
Well,
'Cause I don't do that sort of shit, Ben.
well, it's not like
Destroy it 8 times.
I couldn't explain it.
You
know.
could absolutely explain.
So I'm
it, but
not
to be fair,
worried about it. I don't think anybody would think anything wrong of it. I think they would just think, oh yeah, no, that makes complete sense.
yeah, I know.
Because it was well known fact that those toilets were out of commission. And
Yeah.
I think I did absolutely the right thing.
Yeah, I would agree with
But
you.
I did
probably.
I felt very uncomfortable in that moment.
I will have this. I will hold on to this point forever.
What point?
The fact that you may have been caught on CCTV doing something that may have been considered pervy.
Uh,
I'm going to have this forever.
okay. Remind me in 10 years.
All right. Exactly 10 years, or
10 years to the hour.
only to the hour?
Yeah,
I could
only
do
to
it
the
the minute.
I don't think you could.
I could 11:15.
Alright, make a note.
I have. Job done.
Okay, I look forward to you. Fuck off, you fucking.
Oh, and because it's a shotgun.
Haven't you got sisters to fuck?
That's a bit of a stereotype there, but you're.
Perpetuating.
Yeah, shouldn't be doing that then.
Hmm.
It's harmful to all those people who do fuck their sisters.
You do sound like someone who's bored of who's complaining about political correctness gone mad and being very sarcastic. Fuck you, sir.
I'd say what I say
Yeah.
as and when.
Well,
You're
I
gonna die, aren't
no, I'm not.
you look at it.
Um, what
Ben,
surprise I'm not.
everyone dies eventually.
Yeah, I know.
Immortality is not a sustainable idea.
It's one of the great. It's a good. Death is healthy.
It's something to look forward to.
It is. I look forward to that final moment where I finally know what it is to be relaxed.
Well, if you want, I can dip over and smother you with a pillow.
Mm.
You know, if you really want. This could be your first posthumous release if you time it right.
Mm.
How do you feel about that?
I don't like it, to
No?
be honest. Because if I'm dead, nobody will like this video.
Because you're the only one who fucking likes it.
Yes, that was the implication.
Oh, I'm just spelling it out for the audience.
For Keith.
The non-existent audience. And John, don't forget
John.
John. What is it with you and forgetting John?
John
Or
probably,
John. Probably not really called John.
probably called Keith.
Probably called Josh.
Mm.
Oh, God. So I was playing my driving game.
Yeah.
I took a long road trip on there. Took me 4 real-time hours to do. From Riga in, I believe, Latvia,
Mm-hmm.
to Cristobal, I think it's called. Spelled Setúbal, in Portugal, on the coast, about halfway down Portugal. Works out about 4,000 kilometers. That's per the game.
Mm-hmm.
It took me 4 real hours to do.
Huh.
That was a fucking. It was a trip.
Seems
that
like
one.
a decent game to play for this, to be honest.
Yeah, but we wouldn't want to record a 4-hour
No,
journey, would we? We'd have to find something a bit
Don't
shorter.
be
Anything more than
facetious.
about 15. Anything more than about 1,500 kilometers would be more than an hour and a half. So we'd have to tinker it out, and then I'd have to pick a proper name for the company instead of
This
pissing about.
massive crowd of people doesn't seem to care very much that a flying saucer landed.
Oh my god, what is that?
I just
Some
want
kind
to
of
get
experimental
enough
airplane?
to get the other upgrade, and then we'll call it
How many do you need for that?
750.
And you've got 95. Okay.
Well, I get like 200 in a go with these things.
No, I was in my head working out how much you had to get. I'm not. It wasn't a criticism. You don't need to take it like it's a.
No,
negative
I'm
thing.
just clarifying.
You seemed somewhat
Let's
defensive.
kill some ladies.
Female humans. Man, you're one hell of a lady killer.
Strange occurrences reported. Patrols ordered to keep an eye out for suspicious activity.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Ow. That hit hard.
I'll tell you who else hits hard. Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Would you go 3 rounds in the ring with a accomplished boxer for a ridiculous amount of money?
How ridiculous.
$1 million.
Yeah.
I probably would as well, to be fair.
But you wouldn't sniff a cat's butt.
Nope. I would. I feel like I'd have earned it if I go in the ring. Sniffing a cat's butt is
You just
degrading
let
to
someone
a
pay
point.
you to beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, but I mean, some people would do that for free. So
This is true.
some people pay to have the shit kicked out of them. So in all honesty,
Extra patrols have been sent to investigate.
I'd be getting a good deal. Not that I'm one of those people that would pay for it. Well, quite sure low on the old health now.
Well, it'll be fine. It was not going to be fine. Oh fuck. It's fucking.
That tank was a fucking good shot, wasn't it?
Mm.
Fucking precision warfare.
Ba, 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 ba.
Apparently, there has been an Elon Musk biography released recently,
Oh right.
an authorized biography. Supposedly, the bloke spent about 2 years shadowing him
Oh
and
god.
wrote it, but without his involvement in any of the content. He didn't get a say in any of
Sure.
it.
What's it like? Do you know?
Well, apparently there was a bit of a joke in that Elon himself had been told not to read it.
Okay.
I don't know how true that is and whether that advice was followed, but it is something that was supposedly said that they were talking about when they were on the radio
Oh
earlier.
no, it froze again.
You see, I thought that might have been you checking how long we've been going, even though it's been an hour 22-ish.
Well, yeah, I think that's a sign to call it. I'll get what's left of the DNA tomorrow. But yeah, I guess we're leaving it on this screenshot. So, have anything else you'd like to add?
No, I don't think so.
Well,
I won't be reading that biography, but would you read it?
what, Elon Musk's?
Yeah,
No.
no, me neither.
Well, it's good
What a
night.
toss butt.
from me, and it's good night from him, and it's good night from Grand Moff Willem Tarkin's colostomy bag. What was it?
I thought it was Wilhuff Tarkin.
Wilhuff? It's a
Something
what?
like that.
It's not a colostomy bag, is it? It's a
Catheter, I think.
catheter. Jesus fucking Christ. Good night.
It is.